be outside of the frame by the end of this push season, but I'm not there yet.
But you didn't even enter push season.
I didn't even, not yet.
Didn't even. End of push season. You want to be out?
I want to squeeze out of this frame that you got me in, this little podcast cell that you have me in. Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 21 of Natty and Not. We are your hosts.
I am Alexis and I am Natty.
And I'm Mike and I'm Not. And yeah, based on our kind of pre-convo there, I've been getting a lot of comments lately, like at the gym. And especially because there's a lot of newer people there. But
are all the new people coming up to you and being like, "Can you teach me how to look like you?"
Yep. And I'm like, absolutely. Sign up with our coaching service.
So first you're going to pay me and then I will gladly teach you how to
100%. I could show you the way. But yeah, no, I there's a couple of people that like knew that I was going to compete, and I forget the guy's name now, but he came up to me. He's like, "When's your show? Is your show coming up?" He's like, "You're looking super lean." And I was just like, "Thank you." I was like, for that, but I am 3 months post show, 4 now.
Who is that? Who was that? Do I know the person? Have I seen them?
I don't know he told me his name, and I like, as soon as he said it, I forgot it. I was like, oh, damn it. I did that thing.
Yeah. So, but clearly he doesn't know bodybuilding because you don't look like you're ready for a show.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, I'm lean for sure, but not like show
for like a regular level dude. You're super fucking lean.
Right.
For like a normal dude.
Yeah. And I think it's just, that's what it is. It's just like, he doesn't, general public just doesn't have a good idea of like what stage lean is, but
that's okay.
But yeah, it was I had that him come up to me and then ask me like, how was the show and everything, and then I was like, or when's my show, and I was like, oh, it's past, we're in the off season now. And then had another, so like there was like a new set of kids, new set of people in there because they got all the resolutioners in the gym.
Did you have like when you say kids, like high school, college age?
High school kid. Yeah, high school kid came up to me. He was just like, dude, the striations in your shoulders are insane. I was like, thanks, man. Appreciate that. And he's just like, killer. And I was like, right on. Dude, thanks, brother. And so
there are a bunch of kids in the gym. Yeah. And that's also because like school's out still where we are, right? Like they don't go back to school until Tuesday.
Yeah.
So there's tons of kids in the gym. But they might be just going up to all of like the older dudes, because I overheard somebody who was like high school age kept asking all of this like older guy, but like in shape, not like you in shape, but just like you. I mean, he looked good for a regular guy, right?
Right.
But this guy was telling him so much wrong stuff,
and
it was really hard to. Oh my! He was just like, yeah, man, you got to make sure that like you're eating. He was talking about like how to eat. And it was kind of, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was along the lines of like, don't eat rice. You have to eat X instead. But like just telling him like weird shit to eat. And it's like, dude, that has like nothing to do with it.
Right.
But he was just saying like a lot of just like dumb shit. And I'm like, it is so hard not to jump in and be like, that's wrong. Don't listen to that guy, please. Because then this kid's going to like hold on to that for the rest of his life. So don't tell kids wrong things when they come up to you and they say, hey, mister, you're super jacked. How do I look like you?
Yep. Lots of fentanyl. No. Yeah. Would not do that.
Do not do that. Though I have had people that I know or know-ish. I had like 3 separate people on occasion ask me this week, like, you getting ready for something? I know you're getting ready for something. So that felt really nice. Like all of a sudden, cutting down, getting leaner, and just like a couple people said some stuff. So that made me feel good. Yeah. I don't get comments on the regular like you do. It's just not how that goes.
I think that as you start cutting, you're going to get more and more attention for sure.
Sure.
I think It's just like
As long as
naturally.
it's like nice people appreciating people. Because
Yeah.
the couple people that said something to me this week, 2 of them were either current bodybuilders or former bodybuilders.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That feels nice when somebody,
that
like
feels
somebody in
nice.
the sport recognizes it, you're like, "Yeah, thank
Like,
you."
oh,
Like
I must
a
look
little,
good.
just like the
Thanks.
head nod of thank you.
Yeah, that feels really, really good.
Yeah.
But when it's just some like rando dude, then it's like, that's
Yeah.
enough from you. You can go away.
Yeah.
But speaking of all of like the people being in the gym, there was some dude in the gym this week. So it's super crowded this past week. And plus, we haven't been going really early. We've been going kind of a little later in the day.
Yeah, 10:30 crowd is ready to go.
But there was this guy who was like coughing very loudly and very like forcefully over all of the equipment. And he was fucking ping ponging and zing zong all over the place. He didn't wipe down one fucking thing.
Nice.
And it was gross. And
That's
he had like a hacking cough every
true
like 2
etiquette
minutes.
of the gym.
Dude, just wipe it down. I think
I
we've
know.
all been there where we're like,
I'm a
we're
sweaty
sick, we
pig,
don't want to
and
go to the gym.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'm a sweaty pig,
Like
and I
you
like, even when I'm just feeling normal, I know that I
you
sweat, and
wipe it
I
down.
wipe it down. I wipe it down
Whether
before
you
I
sweat or
start,
not, just wipe it
and I
down.
wipe it down after, just because
Agreed.
I sweat like a pig, so I'm like, I don't wanna be
Well,
that guy.
but then you've got people though that are just walking around coughing on everything. So it's
Yes,
like
it's
you
fucking
should
gross.
wipe it down. Oh, that
Yeah,
was really hard not to like. I wanted to explode. I wanted to say something, and it was icky.
yeah.
Motherfuckers
Don't appreciate that.
don't appreciate that asshole. Not at all. So, um, so last week we talked about I had blood work.
Yes.
We had some relatively higher kidney numbers, like just outside of the norm. My bun and my bun creatinine ratio were slightly high, not crazy, just slightly. Couple of other things that coach was just like, just check on this, check on this. My
Mhm.
iron was weirdly high. So I actually had an appointment with I don't know if it's like necessarily like a doctor or like nurse practitioner, somebody in like the medical arena, through this company that does like blood work monitoring, HRT kind of stuff, but it's specifically for athletes.
Yeah.
So coach partnered with them, got my blood work done through them. And so I was meeting with this woman and it was fantastic. First off, it was a 45-minute meeting. It was scheduled for an hour. We talked for 45 minutes and like actually listened to me, gave me suggestions for all of the things. Talked to me as like from like an athlete numbers perspective versus like a normal person. Oh, you're within this 100-point range, you're fine. Like we talked about some things on like a higher level, which was awesome. And I'll get to that in a minute. But like kidney numbers, she's like, this is fine. It's not a big deal. Like she goes, how much water did you drink beforehand? And I was like, not even a bottle because I just assumed not to, which is
Yeah.
so stupid. I should have known that.
Yeah.
And she goes, if you've never had high kidney numbers before, she wasn't worried about it. Um, she made the same recommendation to get rid of my multivitamin that coach made for the iron because there's a little bit of iron in that. But other than that, she was good with all my health markers. We did talk about hormone replacement therapy though.
Yeah.
So my progesterone tends to drop in like the first half of my cycle. And unfortunately, that's not when I got my blood numbers done. So my numbers looked perfectly fine.
Mhm.
But she was ready to put me on like progesterone replacement therapy. She's like, yeah, we can cycle it a little bit, whatever. And I'm like, not ready for that because I don't know how my body would respond, especially like in a prep to get on stage.
Yeah.
I am allowed to take progesterone in the natural leagues because
Mhm.
that one doesn't enhance your physique, so you're
Yeah.
allowed to be on progesterone.
That one
But
doesn't turn you into a gorilla.
That one will not turn you into a gorilla. No. So we're gonna wait, but she suggested me taking something called Progon B, which is like, I guess, like a hormone.
Yeah.
It's like a supplement, but it's like in an oil.
Yeah.
Tons of really great reviews.
Tastes awful
Coach.
though.
I looked at the reviews, so I was like, what is this? What am I getting into? Because the directions say apply.
Yeah.
It says apply 2 to 5 drops. And I was like, apply. Like, I just assumed you would have just like put it in something or like ingested it.
Right.
I was like, fucking like apply where? So went through all the reviews, figured out. Then I'm like, oh, I'll just like rub it on my wrists, like whatever.
Right.
But there were many comments about all sorts of things, and then one went, tastes terrible.
Yeah, this tastes like shit. Oh, you're not supposed to
garbage.
You're not supposed to apply it to your tongue.
Yeah. You're not supposed to eat it. So I'm going to do that for first 2 weeks of my cycle, and then don't do it the second 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if that helps. My sleep tends to be really shitty when my progesterone goes low. So hopefully that'll help with a bunch of that. So that was one. Second thing, we talked about testosterone. And this blew my fucking mind. Okay. My testosterone was 8.
Mm-hmm.
My free testosterone, which she explained it, she goes, you might have all of this sitting around, but your free is what's available for you to use.
Right.
Okay. 0.4. And she goes, we really want to get that one between like 3 and 5. And I was like, oh, okay. So really bad. So she talked about doing testosterone therapy. And I was just like, listen, I'm natural. I can't do those things.
Right.
However, let me get through this season. And then like, I'm fine leaving like Natty Federations to do replacement therapy.
Sure.
I'll have a decision to make at that point. But I had tons of questions. I was like, talk me through, like, how do you do it? How much? All of that. And they do it by ingesting like a trogi or injection. That was it. So it was like no creams, no nothing. None of the pellets, which like a lot of like doctors will do like the pellets in like a woman's arm.
Yeah.
The problem
is guys do that too, I heard.
Oh, do they?
Yep.
But the part about that sucks is like if your dose is wrong, you can't correct it. Like your body has to run through it.
Yep.
So that could be kind of scary. Well, like for a guy, maybe not, but like for a woman, that could be really scary because that could put you at way too much or not be enough.
Sure.
So it was a trogi or an injection. And she talked to me about like the different kinds and whatnot. But she goes, we would start you on a weekly dose of 6 to 8 micrograms. What's the unit?
Milligrams. Yep.
Milligrams. 6 to 8 milligrams. And then we were talking a little bit about just various things. And I was just like, wait a second. 6 to 8. I was like, where would that bring my numbers? And she goes, we don't know. We would have to pull your numbers to see how you respond to it.
So 6 to 8 a week?
6 to 8 a week. How much do you take in a week?
I'm trying to like do the ratio. I'm just like, it's blowing my mind. So right now I'm doing 200 a week.
Which is super low. Even for like bodybuilding standards, that's really low.
200 or what she was saying?
200. No. For you, for men.
No, 200 is like a pretty common sport, like sports, or 200 is like the high end of regular hormone therapy.
Right.
So
from like a bodybuilding perspective that wants like those like super physiological levels,
I was going to say
do a lot more.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely guys that are like, I know some of the bodybuilders that I follow, they cruise on 300. So they're doing 100 more than me a week. And that's just like, because they've put on so much mass, they need to have that much testosterone to support that much tissue.
So, but 300. So, but I thought like 200. Anyway, so you do 200 a week right now at just like
a health phase cruise.
Off season.
Yep.
Or off of PEDs for the most part, right?
Yep.
Okay. So you do 200. 6 to 8. What was the ratio?
Oh, I don't know. I started doing it. I stopped because I started talking. But it's like, it's right, a fraction. It's,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like, it's what? It's like it's less than 0.5% of what you do.
yeah.
Isn't that fucking wild? Less than 0.5%.
And that would just bring you up to normal levels, which is kind of crazy. Well, I don't
But
know. Did
here's the
she
thing,
say that she would like taper it up, or would it?
she goes, we would start with 6.
Yeah.
But
So
she
that
said
makes
we
sense.
would do like 6 to 8. So she's just kind of like generalizing because she's
Mhm.
not prescribing something to me
Yeah.
today.
Yeah. She just
I'm talking about
hypothetically. Yeah.
give me a year and I decide to do this. What would that look like? Assume my numbers are the same. So it's just like, just have the conversation with me.
Right.
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 Which she was totally awesome about. She goes, we would start at 6 to 8. And then she started talking about the side effects. And she said for side effects, you could have like a little bit of like unwanted hair growth on your face. Your hair could thin a little bit, which I was like, well, I don't want that. And then she talked about like your voice could start to get deep. And I said, hold on a second. My understanding, and I could totally be wrong. So correct me, please. But my understanding, if you're just doing replacement level testosterone therapy, so like small, tiny doses, not like steroid super performance enhancing, right? Obviously, you do a little bit more to get you to normal baseline. You're going to have performance improvement, but I'm talking like gear
Super
levels.
physiological. Yeah.
Right.
Right. Above normal levels.
Right. Just doing standard replacement therapy levels. That sounds like virilization. Is that what you're talking about? And she's like, great question. If you're doing low levels, no. She goes, you could see a little bit of hair thinning. You could see like a little bit of like
You could still see some side
hair
effects.
growth.
Yeah. Right.
She goes, you might see a little bit of that, but we're not talking virilization where it's like a lot, like where that would exacerbate, right? She's like, just a little bit. You could see these things. These are more
Sure.
common.
Sure.
And I was like, damn, man, you do fucking 200 and I would be on like 6.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. So then I asked her if we wanted to increase more, is that something we could do? And she was just like, yeah. She's like, we've got some females that are on like not recommended doses.
Sure.
And they monitor them, they keep them healthy. And then she even said, she goes, we even have some people that are on, oh, what did she say it was called? Oxandrolone.
Yeah.
And I
Anavar.
was just like, I know. It sounded really familiar to me, but like I couldn't place my finger on it. And then in my head, I'm like, that's a steroid. Like I know what that's a steroid.
Yep.
But she told me what they do. She said, we've got some like Ozempic patients that they have such like bad muscle loss that they put them on oxandrolone, Anavar,
Right.
for like 8 to 10 week cycles to help them regrow muscle mass. That's insane.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, people. Yeah, GLP-1s. If you don't work out and eat right, like you will lose muscle tissue
Yeah, because
along with fat.
Well, I think they said like I don't know. I've read studies. Like I've like read articles, and I've seen people talk about like the amount of fat or the amount of muscle loss is like 50% of like their total weight loss or some shit. Like it just cuts into it so much. So it's like you're not getting like shredded and fit. You're just getting skinny and still not healthy.
Wasting away. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But anyway, I thought that was wild. And then also thought it was wild that she was like, it felt like, oh yeah, we can put you on steroids too, and like we'll monitor you and all that.
Yeah, we'll juice you up.
We'll juice you all up. So
get you fucking yoked out of your mind.
it was very good. It was very telling. It was a really good conversation. She answered my questions. She gave me the information I was seeking out. She offered me gear on the call. And I thought that like, you know what, that
was really nice of her.
It was super nice. Like, oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Wow, thank you.
It felt very comfortable to be able to talk to like a healthcare professional, right? Not just like, hey, coach, look at my numbers.
Yeah, they're trained in all the numbers. They know
they're healthcare professionals.
They understand the business. They understand the sport. It's like That's cool.
And they understand that. So they're like, we know you're going to, so it's kind of like, we know you're going to do it. Let's do it as healthy as we can and monitor you. And they just like understood, we know that you don't want to just be in like a range. You want to be what's the most optimal you could be.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like if you went to a doctor and you're like, hey doc, my test is 8, they'd be like, yep, you're within range. You're fine. You know, but it's like the range is so big. So it felt really good. It felt very comfortable. So yeah, I got to get through this season. It sucks. And I totally get why, but it would be like, okay, as soon as I start doing that, I can't be natty anymore. Even if it's like, I'm not doing steroids, like testosterone is excludes you. So
to say Alexis -not. Welcome
to not.
Welcome to the Not and Not Natty podcast.
Not natty.
Yeah, we'll see.
So we'll see. I keep saying to coach, I'm like, let me get through this season.
Yeah.
But really it's not just like, hey, I want to be juiced. It's like it's starting to impact my health.
Yeah, for sure. No,
and how I feel like
it's a
on a day-to-day.
Right.
It's like I don't want to walk around feeling the way that I do when it's like I'm too young to feel like shit.
Yeah, quality of life is so important, right? It's just like you're only here for so long. You want to feel the best for as long as possible.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. I'm too young to feel like shit.
Yeah.
I want to feel as good as I look. I put so much effort into feeling good. Like if this is something I can't, I can control it, but it's like, all right, so I better have a good fucking season. So I feel like I left on a good spot.
You got to win that Yorton, man.
Oh, that would be so fucking awesome. That would be really
I feel like if you don't win, you'd be like, oh, we're going another year. If you get like second place, you're going to be like, nope, fuck that. I'm going to win it. I'm going to win this fucking thing. And you're going to do it again.
All right, let's go down to 3 testosterone. We'll just keep wind it all the way down.
I mean, I don't know. There's a part of me that how do you think you would do? That's just what my thought is. That's how I think you would react. But how do you think you would?
I know. I think you're totally spot on. I think you know me so well, obviously. Like, I think you nailed it. I don't know how I'm going to feel. And at that point, how am I going to feel about like wanting to, I'm going to feel even shittier. So I'm going to be more desperate to feel better and like fix my hormones. But you're totally right. I could just be very stubborn and be like, fuck this.
I feel like you just have a chip on your shoulder and be like, let's go. We're doing it again. But maybe not. Maybe in the moment you'll feel different. But I know how I felt after my show, like, I didn't win. Right. So it was just like, I left there fucking fired up.
Yeah.
To just grow. And I was like, I will not lose again.
You will not lose. You didn't lose.
Well, no, but I mean,
you did lose. You didn't win first.
I didn't win first. Yeah. So it's just like that just fired me up. I'm like, that's, and good job to everybody that participated. That's awesome. They will not beat me again. So
I love that.
But that's just like, that was just like, that's just that fire, just like the competitive side of me is just like, fucking let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I think about that every time I go into a workout and I'm just like,
do you really?
I do. I use it as motivation.
That's awesome.
I use it to fuel everything. I'm just like, we're going to do so good this time.
I always feel good. And like, I'll use as motivation, like seeing me lose when I did like the NPC show, like which was like the warm up to nationals, which that show fucking sucked. But seeing who I lost to, there were clearly women that were on stuff. Like, it was obvious as hell. Yeah. So that felt really good. But like, I want to beat people on gear as a natural.
Sure. And it can be done.
Yeah,
it just takes time.
Just takes time.
Like, bodybuilding is just it's all about, right, consistency.
It's a long
It
game.
takes so long, even on gear, to put tissue on. It's just
I
like
know.
to put the amount of size on to like be
You're
competitive at like a national level. Like it takes years.
I know all
So
of these
so
things.
I'm saying for me, I'm not saying for you.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm just kind of saying out loud, and it's just like I forget who I was talking to, but it's just like guys compete at the national level for years before they get
Yeah.
their pro card.
Oh, for
And
sure. I mean,
and
it's the
pro,
next level. You've got to work your way up. Like
yeah.
you work your way up to through the amateurs.
Mhm.
Then it's like I guess national level. I mean, you're technically still an amateur, but like that's like the next level to like
Right.
work your way up,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And then it's even higher than that.
Yeah. And it's good to know
This
that
year is like, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's good to know that like both you and I, we have like options too. Like we can go masters,
Fuck that. I
nationals,
want to go
or we can.
masters.
No, I want to go open also. Like I want to win the
I
open.
want to beat the young bitches.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
I
Like I
want to
want to.
beat the young bitches that call me ma'am
Yeah.
backstage.
Yes, ma'am. Who you mamming? That's just like a South respect thing. That's not even like a
Oh my God, it was so funny. I
like
was hanging out with that girl the whole time. I thought we were just like giggling friends and like having a good old time.
she
And then
mammed
at
you.
the end of it, she yes ma'amed me. And I was like, oh,
Yes, ma'am.
Jesus Christ.
Like no, we're girls. We're girls. Come
I thought we were
on.
girls just having a good
I
time. I
thought
didn't
we
know
were
you looked at
girlfriends.
me
What the
like an
fuck?
old lady.
Like anyway, it was nice talking to you. Do you want a butterscotch?
Fuck. Oh my gosh. But it's next level. That's me this year. I'm starting at
For sure. Yeah,
the
you're at the pro
pro.
level. You're at the pro level, which is
And
huge.
I've seen so many of those the pro women in person. I don't want to get too cocky, but I'm confident.
Sure.
I'm confident.
You're going to be competitive without a doubt.
I'm excited.
And I think you're going to do really well.
Fucking nail it. I'm really excited. Really excited. 15 weeks out.
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
Yep. Are we talking check-ins? Let's talk check-ins.
All right. You want to go? Did you get yours back?
I did not.
Mm.
But I could talk about my check-in from last week because I didn't have the because I'm always like my check-ins are always like a day after we do the podcast, so I don't have feedback. I get to give the feedback from the previous week from Coach.
Okay. So what Coach has to say?
But yeah, Coach just said he's like, man, we're nailing it. You know, even after being sloppy last week with all the Christmas cookies, so many Christmas cookies.
I know you've been good since then. Since they've been out of the house, you've been pretty good.
Since I ate them all, yes. Since I don't have anything else to eat, I've been magically on diet again. Yeah, definitely sloppy last week, and I was like very honest in my check-in, and he was, I was just like, hey, I even lost a little weight, marginal. It was like half a pound. I came in at like 218 and like 2.2, something like that, 0.1. And I'm back up to 218.6. So like I'm hovering around.
You're hovering.
I'm hovering, which is great.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at
even with all the Christmas cookies.
Even with all the Christmas cookies, not tracking like Christmas Day didn't track anything, just ate.
I mean, you weren't tracking for
ate half
a good chunk of that week.
Ate half a tray of lasagna, half a tray of French toast. I was
yeah, no, in one day
pigging out
like 2.5 giant loaves of bread.
Yeah.
With the pasta.
Gotta get my carbs in. Yeah. And then that big ziti. Sorry, I said lasagna.
Yeah, same shit.
Yeah, same shit.
Different noodle.
But yeah, so even after being a little piggy, held weight really well, which is awesome. And then like Coach is just like, this is great. This is like we're in such a good spot for this next push phase. Mm-hmm. And then I ended up, said, no change to macros. Macros stay the same. Everything else is the same. TRT dose. Like we're just in the health phase. And I pinged him after he sent that, and I was like, hey, when should I get blood work again? Because once I get blood work, and it comes back, depending on how it looks, if it's good or bad, then we'll go ahead and we'll start the next push phase, which will be, starting gear up again, and then also kicking up the diet.
Dude, you're gonna walk into like my natural shows like this big juice monster.
Like, yeah, no, why didn't you compete? No, I won't. I know why. I know why he's not competing. He's fucking juiced out of his mind. Look at him. Yeah. No, but That's gonna be that
gonna
will
be
be
really
funny.
funny
I don't.
because you're gonna be like 20 pounds heavier than you are now,
Yeah.
which is like, which number one, that's fucking insane. But you're
Mhm.
gonna be walking around extra fucking gigundo, just gigundo,
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
slam dunking on all the natty dudes walking around.
Yeah. I want to come backstage. I'm like, all right, let's warm up.
Get me pumped, babe. Let's go.
Get you all jacked up, ready to go. Um, I don't know where I was going with that now, but yeah, that was the check-in from last week. No changes, and
Oh, when are you doing your
scheduled.
blood work? That's
Yeah,
what you're talking about.
scheduled to get blood work. Not this coming week, but the week after.
Okay.
And then,
Couple more
well,
weeks.
it'll take like about a week to get my results. So probably not till the following week. We'll figure out what we're doing.
Do you know what your stack's gonna be? Or is it gonna be different?
It's probably gonna be the same. It'll probably because I know what works for me, and I know last time I tried NPP, and you had noted that you'd called me out on having
A little aggression?
a little aggressive, little anger management issues.
A little assholey?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
not like breaking stuff or anything, but
No, no,
just
no,
like
no, no. But like
just
your
snippy.
temper was really short. Yeah.
Yeah, just snippy. So I won't mess around with that. I'm probably going to do what I did coming out of the rebound for my show, which is just test Masteron and Primobolan. So, and those
And
are
which is
all,
the one that you talked to all of the boys in the locker room about?
yeah, Masteron.
Mastron.
Yeah, Masteron's really good if you want to, get frisky. It definitely increases the sex drive, which is, already on top of a bunch of testosterone, and it's, you know,
Yeah. I know.
you know. You know. I just winked for everybody listening at my wife who gets it, um, figuratively speaking. And
So it'll probably be the same cycle.
yeah, I
Same
imagine
stack, maybe different amounts, but yeah.
I think it's going to be about the same amount. So we'll see, but
Okay.
it'll probably be but we're going to push food this time where we weren't pushing. Like I stayed at no, we did one increase. We went from 3,500 to 3,700 calories
When? Oh, just in your reverse.
in
Because
the
your off
rebound.
season last year, you were at like 4,700.
Yeah, which is crazy, right? So this is one thing that was really cool. I was talking to somebody about in the gym. I'm, 218 right now. Last off season, I was 223 at 4,700 calories a day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting at 218 right now at 3,700 calories a day. So 1,000 less calories, which is pretty crazy. So now if you think about if I start increasing food, 200 calories a week, like getting back up to that 4,700 calories, like who knows where I'll be at? Like
Yeah.
being able to hold this size at these low calories is awesome. So I'm super pumped up to see. I'm like shooting for mentally 240, 240, like 240. Anything above 240, I think is icing on the cake.
Yeah.
But I think 240 would be great because then in cutting down, I lose 40 pounds. I'll
You
be like right at
definitely
the weight
need
cap.
to get yourself a wedge pillow thing before you start doing that. Please.
You think so? Am I still snoring?
Please.
Am I still snoring? Am I keeping you up?
Have you not noticed me like kicking you in the middle of the night?
No,
Yeah.
I have the border up.
No, I kick though, because the border, I can kick below the border.
Oh, you haven't told me that.
And I've kicked you.
I thought the
It
pill.
hasn't been bad, but it's like I've been struggling to sleep. If
Mm,
I was asleep, I probably wouldn't notice it, but I've
okay.
been struggling to fall asleep. So like I start to hear you
Yeah.
and I fucking kick you
There was
under the
one
thing. And
time,
then you move.
there's one time this week I remember you waking me up to move, but that was about it. So if you are
It's
doing it,
been a couple times.
if you okay, if you did more than that, you didn't tell me. So then
So can you do that? Can you buy yourself that wedge snorri pillow?
I'll buy that pillow. It's so
You're gonna
expensive.
sleep better anyway.
I know it's just a lot of money. It's
I
like
know,
two
but if
hundred
it
dollars
means
for. I don't know if anybody's seen it. It's like it's a wedge and a shoulder pillow, and then like this giant like candy cane pillow. The
it's like a pregnancy pillow.
yeah, exactly. So it's just like it's meant to like keep you up and on your side. It's meant for side sleepers.
Well, it's to
And
make you stop snoring because you're just giant size.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
And actually, one of the bodybuilders that I follow, Martin Fitzwater, has it, and he was actually advertising for it, and I was just like, "All right, I don't." And I'm not nowhere near as big as him, but yeah. putting on the
Please,
walking around at
just get it.
240 and sleeping might be a problem for sure. I will. Yeah, maybe I should just go buy it.
Yeah, please just buy it, please, because it's not just your sleep; it's my sleep.
Yeah, and you're getting to prep. Yeah, I know.
And don't fuck with my sleep.
Mhm.
What is it that
Respect my sleep?
Respect my sleep.
There was like that
Respect
one
my sleep.
There's one episode of the Real World for anybody
It was the model one, wasn't it? Like a model? I don't know. It
that
was. It
has
was some
watched that in
reality
the
show, like
past.
forever
Yeah,
ago. Yeah.
yeah, it's an old reality show on MTV. And there's this one scene where one of the girls gets woken up, and she just starts yelling at the top of her lungs, "Respect my sleep!"
Yeah.
And so now we
Respect
say
my
that
sleep. Whenever you fuck with my sleep,
or whenever you fuck up my sleep.
which is not very often.
You know what? When you're over there sawing logs in the middle of the night,
Shut the fuck up, Son
I look at
Logs.
you and I'm like, look at my sweet angel. She's so beautiful. And
You're so full
meanwhile,
of
she's like,
shit.
that's you on the other side of the bed.
No, it's
And
not.
I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna let her sleep. Meanwhile, you karate kick the shit out of me, and
Because you're fucking with my sleep.
Yeah, well, I get no respect around here.
No, shut the fuck up.
Anyway, how was your check-in?
Funny enough, I've noticed size drop this week. So I'm at the point where my clothes are the clothes that I'm currently wearing now are starting to get slightly too loose. Like my shorts, because I wear like 5-inch like shorts to the gym. Those shorts are riding the fuck up my thigh. Like my thighs aren't big enough to like hold them down anymore.
Mhm.
I'm starting to wear like sports bras that are like a little bit smaller, a little bit tighter. So I'm like at this point with like all of my clothes this week, feeling that really hard. I am at the point where I have to, and I just bought a new one like 3 weeks ago too. I'm such an idiot. But my waist trainer, I'm starting to feel like I've got way more wiggle room in here than I used to have. So it's like I feel it. I feel it coming down. I was a pound heavier this fucking week than I was last week, which is wild. I got on the scale. Like I got up this morning going like, I must be down 2 pounds. Like, because I feel it in my clothes. I'm walking around like yoking up my jeans. Like nothing fits comfortably the way that it should anymore. Got to get all the smaller stuff out. I looked shredded as hell, and yeah, up a pound. So I don't know what that's about, but for me, I don't have to get on a scale. It's about the look, not the weight. So I'm not so concerned about the weight because honestly, I had a good week.
How'd the pictures look?
Leaner, tighter.
Yeah, I agree. When I saw them, I was just like, nah, you're doing good. A pound is
Like,
the
there's, like,
difference of
little things.
one visit to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So could be,
Could be whatever.
marginal.
And yesterday was my leg day. I went really, really heavy. Like I hit pushed some higher numbers yesterday. And I said to coach, like, dude, I really thought I was going to drop like 2 pounds. And lo and behold, I'm up. And she goes, you could be just like holding inflammation. My legs, even sitting right now in this chair, my like glute ham tie-in area is like so sore. Sitting here hurts. like this, I'm so uncomfortable just sitting in this chair on my fucking ass. So maybe it could be, but pictures are definitely tighter. You can kind of start to see the outline of my abs in my front pose, which that pose is so hard to get abs to show good in because you're like so stretched.
Yeah.
So looking good.
Nice.
We did note. So the Silver Fern gut protocol that I'm on to help with like motility and speed up digestion, I feel it starting to work, which is great. So that's good. However, I'm still getting a good amount of like gurgling throughout my day. Like I'll eat something and then no joke, like 20 minutes later, like you can hear it sometimes, just like this like bubbles gurgling in my belly.
Mm-hmm.
And coach goes, just wanted to check something. What kind of sweetener do you use? And I was like, what the fuck? I don't like, what sweetener do I use? The only thing I use like sugary is the the Walden Farm syrup. And she's like, love that syrup. That syrup is great. Freaking love that stuff. But she goes, what about like in your pre-workout? So I went my pre-workout. I took a picture of it and I sent it to her. And then I was like, the only thing I think that's on here that's a sweetener is circulose.
Yep.
Circulose.
or yeah, whatever.
It's like, yeah, whatever. I'm saying it wrong. And she just wrote back and she goes, oh my God. And I was like, what the fuck? Oh my God, what?
What now?
Say more than that. Like, what the hell? And she goes, when she was on prep, she's been, I mean, that's in so many things. She's always had that, but her and her coach started to recognize that was making her bloat, and that like some of like those artificial sweeteners, they say to cut all artificial sweeteners like 4 weeks out from a show because it can cause digestive issues. She goes, just wondering if you were to cut that for like a couple of days, what would happen? Fuck. So it's in the pre-workout. It's in Ghost protein powder, which Ghost is, I use Ghost protein in my smoothie in the morning. And then I use almost a whole canister of Ghost protein in my protein bars. And I'm like, all right, now it's gurgling. And I'm like, God damn it. Looked at diet soda, looked at the Waldens, looked at the Orgain protein. That all uses like stevia. So I'm clear with everything else, but it's Ghost in the pre-workout. And I'm like, dude, I have like 9 scoops of that pre-workout every day. I love that pre-workout. And then Ghost is in all my protein bars. So I end up having either Ghost or one of my protein bars at meals 1, 2, and 3. And I always have that gurgling like a little later in the afternoon. So she goes, just try to see if you can cut that out for a couple of days and just see how it feels.
Yeah.
So I gotta go. They have them. I started looking them up. EAA pre-workouts with that stuff, with like that stuff not in it. And a few of them came up. I want to buy one on Amazon. Do you think GNC would have it?
Maybe. I think Vitamin Shop has a better selection. And like I'd peruse Vitamin Shop also.
Okay. I'll have to check it. Maybe we just go there tomorrow.
I'm done. Yeah.
And see what they have. Because that's going to fucking suck.
Yeah.
I probably don't need it, but like I like it.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of giving shit up.
Yeah. I know.
More stuff. But I am working on adding stuff in. Tried Brussels sprouts this week. They were a no.
Yep.
My body did not like them. Tried oat flour.
Yeah.
It's like just oats. And I was fine with that. So that's good. This week I'm going to try my fava bean tofu. I really love that stuff.
Yeah.
And that was so sad to have to give that up when I did the SIBO protocol. So we're going to try that this week. And I hope it's okay. If I can find replacements for the pre-workout, and Macro Mike doesn't have any of the circulose in it, so I can replace that. So that's fine.
That's easy.
It's an easy swap. But it's just in those things, and I have so much of that early on in the day. Yeah. So there you go. That was my check-in. Things we're gonna change and try this week.
Sweet.
Yeah. Cut calories a little bit, but nothing crazy.
Right. Yeah, because your appetite's been down anyway. So
I haven't been able to eat all of my calories. Yeah. So she adjusted my macros to actually what I've been eating.
Right.
So it's down to like 25.95. Something like that. 25.95. So 180 protein, 300 carbohydrates, and 75 fat.
Yeah.
So I was at 340 carbs. I was getting like 310-ish a day, 320 maybe. Mm-hmm. And then fats, I was at 80. I was getting like 70 on a day to day. So she took a little bit more from carbs and fats, but she likes to keep my fats high or as high as possible. So
Yeah,
Easy
they'll
adjustment.
drop soon. Don't worry.
I
You're in prep. Don't worry. It's all gonna
I
go away.
know. It's all gonna go away. I don't know.
And
I was gonna say I've been losing on these cats, but I didn't lose. So who knows?
well, I think it's within margin, but yeah.
We'll
So what
see what
about
happens.
wins of the week? What do you say? Got any this week? Any
Um,
increased weight on the hack squat?
no, I can't. I still can't get back up to the weight I hit on
No.
the hack
What did
squat
you
and the leg press. So
leg
the
press? Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, yeah.
the pivot press,
Uh-huh.
like I love that machine. Um, it feels so much nicer on my knees than like the regular sled. Um, increase the weight. So I was doing like 360 and then I was like 420
Mm.
and then I went up to 430, but I had like 3 sets of 15. I have that Tuesday and Friday.
Uh-huh.
And this week, Friday, I threw on 360, did a set, got to 15, and I was just like, I mean, it was hard, but I was like, I had way more in the tank. So I counted that as a warm-up set, and then I did 3 sets at 430.
Nice. That's some
And
weight.
I killed it. And I think that's part of the reason why sitting here right now hurts so bad.
Awesome.
But it was good. It was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
What about you? What wins do you have?
Let me think. Wins of the week. I think just getting the compliments of being as lean as I am, from people that don't know what they're looking at and saying like, hey, "You're going to compete soon." I think that's been feeling pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Um, that's been really good. Workout wise, I think progress in the gym's been maintaining right now. No big jumps, no big increases. Increasing reps where I can, but for the most part, yeah. I think getting the compliments on being lean. That's cool. I
That's
appreciate that.
probably good for you that you're not like you're not increasing because especially when you have like those huge increases, like when you go on cycle and then like you have these like crazy strength increases,
Yep.
like it takes time for like your ligaments and your tendons to catch
Joints.
up to
Yeah.
that strength.
Yep.
So you like that's actually like a really high risk for injury, like jumping so much. It's probably good that you're kind of just holding and
Mhm.
giving your body time to sort of catch up to that.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people in the like a health phase. They'll actually pull training back. Like they'll pull food back and they'll pull training back so that you're not going, 100%, or to absolute failure with the heaviest weight possible. It's like you said, it's just you're asking for an injury at some point.
Yeah.
So that's also kind of been in the back of my mind a little bit, just like an injured mic is not a good mic. So I need to,
Yeah.
I can't. It's not good for my gains.
Not good for your
If
gains.
I get hurt, it's not good for my
A
gains.
knee injury is not good for your gains. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
it's so just like holding that weight. I mean,
yeah. So
it's not like you're not working your ass off. Like you're still
yeah, I'm
working your ass off, but it's
still going
probably
to failure. I'm just not making any like huge weight increases. Or
that's okay.
if I can, I will. If I feel in it, I will. If not, I just go to failure.
So what's like what's your most impressive lift right now?
Mm. Probably number wise,
Well,
leg
just in
press.
general.
Leg press is pretty impressive.
What is your
Uh,
leg press?
I was doing 630.
Okay.
So the regular leg press, not the pivot one.
Yeah, you
The
can't do
slide.
the pivot. Like you can do like a little bit more weight than the slide. At least I could when I go from machine to machine. I
Yeah, the
have to
pivot one I
adjust
could
it.
do. Yeah, pivot one I could do more for sure.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
have
sure
to
where that's
drop
at,
like
but
a handful, not a ton, but just like
yeah.
a little bit. I have to drop off.
Yeah, but I'm doing that for like 10. No, I'm doing it for like 11 reps, 12 reps.
Does that one hurt your knees?
No, which is so weird.
That one hurts my knees, and I
That
don't
one,
know why, but
yeah,
like the gluten ham, like the pivot one, that one does it. It's just like that slight bit of difference of like how that weight comes down. And you can put your feet low on it, so you can still target
yeah,
your quads if you wanted to.
sure. Yeah, change your foot position and you change the move real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say number wise, that's the highest, most impressive
What's
weight
your
wise.
I feel like that's not as impressive. What's your what's your
All right.
squat?
Squats, I'm doing roughly 8 to 10 reps of 465.
That I think is more impressive.
I did 4 reps of 475 the week before on the wedges. It's probably not a
Yeah.
good week to try and increase the weight with like, oh, new foot
Yeah,
gear. That
but
wasn't a good.
that
So
wasn't stable. And like I
yeah,
even saw you looked really unstable when I
yeah,
watched you from behind. I don't know if I don't think it was that set that I saw you on, but like
yeah. So I did 4 reps and I was just like, I didn't feel confident or safe going into more reps. So I was just
yeah.
like, I'm just gonna rack it here.
Yeah, I got you wedges for Christmas and it's hard to find something that's not like 1,000,000 pounds but claims stable.
Yeah.
They were not
Like when we
stable.
went to Kissimmee Muscle Gym in Florida,
Well,
they
but
had like a
those are
big
gym
metal.
pieces of equipment.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
a big metal wedge that you could just put down on the floor and that thing's not moving,
Well,
which is
fucking
nice.
Gold's doesn't have that. They don't have a safety bar.
You gotta
I
fill up
know
those toe
I've
bags, bro.
asked and other women have asked for just like, can I have like a stable 18-inch step
Yep.
to do like step ups? Um, Fucking machines are still broken. Like, fuck our Golds.
I know. I can't wait till the new EOS opens up. We're gonna go try it out
Ugh.
when it opens.
Yeah.
See what
All
they
right.
got.
See what they got.
All right. I think it's a wrap for this week. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you all next week on episode 22.
Bye.